Yo, what's going on, everyone? Miles Midoriya here with a review of All American Season 2, Episode 2. In the beginning, we see Simone and Keisha. They're talking about Keisha switching her major to dance, and she's nervous. Her audition determines if she gets in or not, but Simone's like, you got this, you can do it. They both see Thea talking to another tennis player named Tootie, who has the #1 spot on the team. Keisha mentions about if injured players don't have to go to practice because Thea's in her street clothes. Simone told her that Coach Lonnie had banned her from practices. Keisha said it looks like that shook her so much. Simone replied, is she happy that she got hurt? No. But is she happy that she doesn't have to deal with her mess? Yes. Keisha did bring up a good point that you can't tell her there's no part of her that's low-key sad that the two of them aren't cool right now. Simone didn't say nothing, but I think she misses the friendship she had with Thea. It was cool to see them as friends and also somewhat rivals because she was all about tennis, and then over time she eventually understood what it was like to make friends, so hopefully they get back to that later this season. We go over to Damon and Thea at Hawkins. They are discussing the stuff they found between the two colleges, probably places they can hang out with since he's over there, the cafe, restaurant, stuff like that. Thea mentions that whenever they aren't in class or have a match or a game of their own, that they'll be at each other's game. She did get a little down because she's benched from practices and matches. He ended up cheering her up though. We do see he gets a call from Coach Marcus, but he doesn't pick it up. Thea told him you have to talk to him at some point. He's just not ready to have that conversation about him leaving. I don't think Coach Marcus would care about that. As long as Damon is doing good, I think that's what he cares about. After Damon talks to Thea, he goes onto the field and the team and cheerleaders are welcoming him. Orlando does not look happy at all. He looked like this dude really just came to this college. He tried to make sure that they were cool, and Orlando was like, nah, it ain't like he got much of a choice to be around them. Everyone was happy for him. He gave his papers to Coach Shaw. And I know Orlando just over here thinking like this was his college. He was over here putting in work. And here comes Damon. Why couldn't he just stay at Brinkston? Later, Damon actually went to go visit Coach Marcus. And Marcus said he know things were a little awkward from last time. But he told him that's not why he's been avoiding them. We all have issues and he's his coach for life. He did tell him that he turned in his official papers to transfer to Hawkins and that he didn't want to be talked out of it. He told him he understands. Damon said he just felt like he was letting him down. Marcus said it's happening because of him not taking care of himself. He asked him how's he been doing, and Marcus said he's taking it one day at a time, but he's feeling better. Before Damon left, he asked him to take care of the guys on the team after he leaves. Marcus did bring up that he figure out how he's going to say goodbye to the team, and also don't leave without saying what needs to be said. That was nice to see, especially just him checking up on Coach Marcus because he does care about his players and his players care about him. We go to the tennis court and we see Simone is practicing and Tootie is giving her a hard time along with some of the other teammates. We even see the random guy that Simone kissed on New Year's Eve. I guess he's a tennis player. Jumping over to Cam and Keisha, she's nervous for her audition, and Cam says she has those good nerves. His grandma said you get them when you're doing something that scares you, and if you don't shake things up, you ain't living life right. Cam brought up that he's enrolling into music classes, so it's cool to see him doing something with music. When they get outside the dance studio, Keisha notices that her name's not on the list, and Cam gets a message about the registration for his classes. Yeah, what a way to start the episode. Both of them already got problems. Damon went to go see the team. He tells them that he wants to leave Brinkston and the team on a positive note if possible. He still wants to play in the Brinkston versus Hawkins charity game as the Brinkston line. Nobody said nothing. Even JR said, don't look at me. He let them know that he wants to play one final game with his boys. They still don't say nothing until he walked away. They started laughing. They was joking with him the whole time. It's all good. JR told them that they understand with everything going on. It was all good, and then Jesse just had to pop up. He said that he's glad that y'all cool with it, but it's not their decision. Back at the tennis court, Tootie told Simone she had to pick up all the tennis balls because she just got her slot and she's at the bottom of the lineup and she's top dog, so she's telling her what to do. Yep, Simone may not have to deal with Thea, but she has a new challenger that has arrived. Damon goes to talk to Jesse about him playing in the game, and Jesse told him you should consider how your actions affect those around you. You continue the same pattern, lead teams whenever it benefits you because you know you'll always be good wherever you go. And how many teams has he left? Damon said, can he play in the game or not? He told him yes, and before he left, you know he had to say something. He said, you say I always leave, guess it's in my DNA. I get it on Jesse's part, even though he shouldn't be acting rude about it. You shouldn't leave when you have a problem, and Jesse should start caring about his son instead of just thinking about baseball 24/7 and just only thinking about him as a baseball player. Cam's at the registration office talking to this lady about a notification he got saying that he's dropped from all his classes due to non-payment, and he lets her know that he has a grant that should cover the first installment of his payment plan. Cam asked her if she could hold his classes until it was figured out, and she was not agreeing with that at all. She said she had to do it for one student, that she had to do it for all of them, and left it at that. Rules are rules, but I mean, at least he has money coming in for it. It's not like he's trying to figure out a way to get the money then pay for the classes. I will say the way that this lady was acting was accurate because we probably met many people like this before. The guy that Simone kissed on New Year's Eve pops up. She asked him how come she didn't see him last semester, and he said he had got injured, but he's back now. They both joked about they don't kiss random strangers, and then they started discussing about what happened earlier in practice. Simone said first it was Thea, now it's her minions. He said don't let it get to her, he's been there before in his freshman year and the first half of his sophomore year. She said, how did you weather the storm? He said he gave the same energy his teammates were giving him. Simone replied, she's not really the mean girl. He said, it's eat or be eaten, it's up to you. He asked her did she want to get some dinner so that he can give her some more tips and stuff, but she declined and said New Year's Eve was New Year's Eve, so we're going to probably see more of this character throughout the season. At Amara's office, Coach Marcus comes to visit. He asked her what was going on with all the papers on the desk. She said that they were resumes and she needs to find an assistant. Marcus asked her if she could reinstate him as a head coach, and she says she can't do that. He told her he is searching for an outpatient therapist, which he is working on. She just thinks that he needs to take the time to make the decision that feels right, and if he feels he's ready to come back. The next scene we see Keisha go back to the dance studio. She's talking to the professor about what happened, and she basically told her that she removed her off the list and put another student on there. The reason she did that was because the students there have been pursuing dance seriously since they could walk and made themselves known to her, but she doesn't know who Keisha is. Keisha thought that was unfair, and the professor said if her hobby like love for dance can't survive at Princeton, then it won't survive out in the world. Cam went to go talk to Amara, letting her know that he got dropped from all of his classes. His partial grant didn't show up in time, and they told him it'll be a few days. He asked her if the college had any funds for moments like this. She said Princeton is strapped for cash. He brought up him or anyone else shouldn't have to go through something like this. She is the president of the college, so she may have to think of some stuff that could help students out in the future in case this happens again. Damon's talking to Thea, and she tells him that her new PT said her recovery has been pushed back a few weeks. He tried to comfort her, but that's when Simona interrupted. She told her to talk to Tootie and the others because she didn't have any problems with them before. Thea let her know that they are grown women who she or her can't control, that she's focusing on her recovery and she's to focus on her game, and maybe they wouldn't have anything to come for her. Thea makes sure she does not hold back. Simone was a little mad at Damon telling him to talk to her. He said he's staying out of it and it's between them. Good job, Damon. Damon goes and visits Simone. He said he didn't want to have beef before he left Princeton. Plus, he wanted to bring back some of the stuff that he had of hers, and she also had one of his hoodies. He was like, the situation between her and Thea sucks. If she was throwing heat Simone's way, he couldn't stand for it. She said if. He replied, Thea isn't 100% innocent, but lying about sticking a team on her isn't her. They started talking about him playing his last game with the team and how Jesse brought up how he switches teams and that he has receipts. No matter what team he was on, his needs came first. If his parents thought something was a better opportunity, they moved him. She said that was your parents, not you. He feels like he's making the same decision and that he's a part of something bigger than himself. Simone said self-care is a thing. You shouldn't feel bad to do something you feel like you need to do. Moving along, Keisha's telling Cam and JR about the professor not giving her a chance and that she'll have to try again next year. She asked Cam about his opinion. He said, you're giving up too easy. JR was like, whoa, she's having a bad day. Cam let him know, nah, he's having a bad day too. He lost all of his classes because of the processing of his grant, and JR already knew what lady he was talking about when it came to the classes. Keisha asked what she could do, and he told her, fight for your spot. One of us still needs to have that epic semester. I ain't mad at it. He like, if I can't get nothing done in this college, you gonna get something done in this college. Keep on fighting for your spot. Simone found Tootie and asked her what was her problem with her. Is it because she's trying to stay loyal to Thea? She said it's not even that. She's not one of her minions. She has respect for her though. That's why she didn't go for a spot. Now it's her turn. Simone asked her, how does that affect her? Tootie told her that she has the qualities of becoming a queen, kind of like how Thea was, and it's affecting her rise. Simone was like, in order to be a queen, people would want to have to follow you. She replied, which is why half of the team wouldn't follow her, and Simone realized that she was the one that told most of the team she caused Thea's injury, and Simone said that they all could shine, and Tootie said that's not how the world works. Simone looked like she gonna have rival after rival. The main one might not be there, but there's always one that's gonna take that spot. Amara's talking to the registration lady about Cam and it's not going too well. She told her if it's not broke, why fix it? Amara told her to reevaluate the financial aid and registration, and the lady said she'll get right on it. Simone came in right after the lady left. She was trying to get some advice, but she ended up helping her aunt. She told her this is her moment. Be the president you want to be who fights for her students and make sure their voices are heard. Amara agreed and said, look who came through with the wisdom. Simone did need some advice, but by helping Amara, she ended up helping herself as well. The baseball game is about to start. Damon had a quick convo with Orlando and it didn't go well. He doesn't want to be on the same team as him. JR came over after that conversation and talks to Damon about him helping everyone on the team. Damon was like, he's making sure that everyone's good on the team before he left, and JR said, you making sure everyone else is good, who's making sure that you're good? And that's true. And look who has to make an announcement about something. Jesse introduced a guy named Chuck, who I guess is from Princeton. He owns a car dealership and offered $10,000 for Damon and Orlando to switch teams. Damon wasn't feeling that. He said he don't care who he is, how much money he has. He can't just change the game. Orlando agreed immediately. Coach Shaw said that's just Chuck. He likes to throw a wrench in things and spice stuff up. Chuck said, "You really gonna turn down money for an important cause over your ego?" I said he has to do it now. Once again, that's probably reminding him of Jesse about your actions affects everyone. Damon is mad. Thea came over to talk to him. He was like, he's just trying to make sure that he was cool with Orlando since they're gonna be on the same team. Thea said, unlike what she's doing with Simone, he was about to talk about it, but she shut it down. Thea said it's about him playing his last game with Brinkston and basically told him Hawkins is his team either today or tomorrow. So focus, step up, and do what you do best, win. I was like, look at this nice moment for Thea. It was cool seeing her hype him up. To the tennis court, Tootie is explaining to everyone that they are playing Rush and Crush them. They'll be paired with an opponent, play the 3, and the winner hits the opponent with the tennis ball. Simone tried to play against Tootie, but she said she has to play a few other players before she gets to her. We see both the tennis and the baseball games. Simone won her match, and we get a glimpse of Damon from the past while he's pitching to JR, with an old coach saying, yes, you play on a team, but you're special, always separate, a man on his own island. Then we see JR and Damon from the past when they played on the same team, and the same day that they became friends. Damon did a pitch, and JR knocks it out. Damon's thinking about what his old coach said. It's just you and that island. I don't think Damon wants to be alone on that island anymore. Since Simone won her match, she had to hit the tennis ball against her opponent. I guess she was missing on purpose or being nice, but everyone kept laughing and making jokes, including her opponent. She finally hit her opponent with it, and she got upset. Her opponent said, you really tried to hurt me. I should have known you were going to take it too far. Look at Thea. At that point, I don't blame Simone for snapping. She said, if you believe that, she's coming for all of y'all next. I mean, you can only push somebody so far. They kept laughing and making jokes and stuff, just picking on her all the time. So, hey, we might see her turn up a little more in the next episodes. Damon went to go speak with the team one last time before he leaves. JR goes and talks to him and asks him, is he all right? Damon said he was worried about what would happen to the team without him, but he should have been checking on what would happen to him without the team. And that when he leaves, he won't be good. JR said maybe they could do something. Damon said he got to own up to his mistakes. JR noticed his coach Marcus and he said he wanted to make a donation. They started talking and catching up. Marcus asked JR about his therapist. He said it's been good and he's a part of his fraternity. Then JR had asked Marcus for help, but we'll talk about that later. Keisha goes into the dance studio to talk to the professor and she's just letting it out. She's crying, saying that dance is her passion, that she has to fight for it, she will, and that she deserves a chance too. And the professor did agree and she scheduled an audition for her. In Amara's office, she's telling Cam that she thought about a situation and how she wants his institution to be. She said they should be helping their students, not making stuff harder, so she's extending the tuition payment deadline. So that means Cam can register for his classes. The registration lady pops in saying that she just heard and that she's bending the rules for one student. She said, nah, it's for all of them. They need to adapt to the needs of the students, and if anyone doesn't understand that, they can find employment elsewhere. The lady went on and on about people changing stuff in the past. Cam came into the conversation, started hyping Amara up, basically saying, you need to come correct when you talk to the president of the college. She looked at Amara and Amara was like, don't look at me. She approves of that message. And the lady made a face like, y'all lucky I can't say nothing back. Cam did apologize to Amara, but she let it pass. She brought up that she needs an assistant, so it's an opportunity for him to earn extra money and also to let her know what the students need. That's pretty cool. Cam got a new job and he got his classes, and Amara is learning and growing to be more of a president of the college. JR and Marcus meet up with Coach Shaw. Marcus actually ends up talking to him. He told JR that he'll handle it. He told him to stop looking at Damon as a baseball player, something that Jesse could learn from. Think of him as a young man whose world has been shattered and his first instinct was to run from it. But if he doesn't fix his issues with his father head on, it will break him. He brought up what Coach Shaw said about his father when he had passed, and he interrupted him saying that he was drunk that time, but Marcus said it doesn't make it any less true. Shaw looks to be thinking about it. Are we about to see him make a good decision? And also, how come he can come to terms with that before Damon's father? All he thinks about is baseball, that's why. Everyone's at Amara's place getting ready to eat. She tells Damon that he's always welcome, nothing's changed. Cam said yeah, he can roll through any time, he will be missed, but not by him because he's going to be enjoying the single dorm room life. Just then, Coach Marcus and JR arrive. They tell Damon that he gets to stay at Brinkston. Look at Coach Shaw doing good before a certain someone. Everyone's happy that he's staying, and Cam over here saying so much for the single dorm room life. Yeah, that only lasted about 30 seconds. We go over to the dance studio. Keisha's auditioning for the professor, and she's doing a good job. The professor asked her where was she trained. She said she self-taught and took some dance classes. She told her to wait outside and she'll let her know her decision. When she went outside, guess who was there? Her Brinkston family. Everyone came there to support her whether she made it or not. The professor came outside to let her know that it's some stuff that she could work on, but she did get accepted into the program. Marcus and Amara go back to her place. He lets her know that he has a therapist, and he asked her if he could be the assistant coach, and she said Jesse suggested the same thing, so it looks like he's back. Here goes something else. Amara got a text back from Jesse with her saying Damon is staying. He said too late. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And what do we see? Jesse brought over Orlando to Brinkston. Bruh, Coach Shaw missed out on 2 good players. Overall, this was a good episode. Simone about to go to another level. Damon returned to Brixton, but also has his rival there. Comment below, what did you like about this episode and what was your favorite part from it? Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.